Hey everyone, welcome to Fablecraft Friday. I'm Joey from Riftweaver, and we're here to look at some recent news for Fablecraft and share some new news. Let's start with the new stuff. So we have an in-game lore guide that's coming with our next major update. That's at least the current plan. We're going to be updating the roadmap here in a couple weeks, which I'll talk to you about that in this video in just a little bit, but I did want to start on the in-game lore guide. So ever since we launched Fablecraft back in this past summer, I think it was July-ish, we immediately got hit with people wanting to learn more about the world, the characters, the regions, the combat styles, everything. And we sort of, all of that stuff is kind of detailed inside the adventures. It's not really readily available in-game. We have PDFs. I mean, you've probably seen some of these that I'm flipping through on screen right now, and these are wonderful. You can find this on our website, playfablecraft.com. It's on the GM resources page. They're really great, but they're also not in-game, and sometimes people want to just stay in the Fablecraft game as they learn about stuff, especially if you're getting ready to GM and doing some prep work. It'd be really awesome if a lot of this stuff was available in-game, and we didn't just want to dump PDF files in the game, so we've been building a lore guide that you guys can actually explore. It'll have some tooltips, galleries of images to swipe through, and a ton of information. You're seeing that lore guide cruise by on screen right now. This is work in progress. It is not finished. This is the design file for it. It is not even live in the app yet. We're working on it. So this is coming probably with our next major update. And that's what I want to talk about now. So a bit of housekeeping, right? Next week is Thanksgiving in the US, so we are actually going to be closed. There won't be a Fablecraft Friday, but the following week it is our intention to unveil our redone roadmap. It's also what we're working on right now. So we just put the game out on iPad as a really big milestone for us, and we're sort of pausing and taking a look at what players are asking for, what's on our roadmap into 2025. Right, we're about to flip the calendar over to the next year, which is sort of unbelievable. But we wanted to take a moment and really figure out what players want and what we should be building next. So that's what we're doing now internally behind the scenes at Riftweaver. We've been having a lot of these meetings, and the roadmap is starting to really take shape. And like we said when we unveiled the roadmap on Steam forever ago, it's going to change, and that's going to happen here once we return from the Thanksgiving break. So the following Friday, that first Friday of December, you'll get the new roadmap and also a blog and vlog here for Fablecraft Friday, where we talk about what's coming. Expect stuff that you've been looking forward to slide up. In particular, we're really looking at homebrew. This is something that players are asking for a ton, and we'll share whatever we can. And as always, things change. We're in early access, and we're trying to be a developer that listens and responds, and so that means that our roadmap is going to shift around based on the needs and wants of the community. So thank you again for being here and for taking time to upvote things on Feature Upvote, which fablecraft.featureupvote.com. That's our upvote board if you're not using it yet. Sounding off in the Discord. It all really helps us sort of really understand where Fablecraft should be heading and where you, the players, want it to be headed. So thanks again. That's the housekeeping, right? So we've got the lore guide that's coming soon. That's in our next major update. We've got the roadmap that we're going to be revealing here in the next couple weeks. I wanted to pause and talk about something that we introduced with Once Upon a Wildwood. Players have also asked us a lot, like how our battle maps are going to evolve over time, and we have lots of ideas, right? You guys have kicked in notions like, hey, battle maps should have objectives, like maybe like switch plates, stuff like that. That's all on the menu for us. It's stuff that we're considering as well. But we really wanted to get hazards in place, and if you haven't played Wildwood already, first of all, minor spoiler alert, if you don't want the first encounter revealed to you, maybe skip to the end of this video, or you could just close it, but make sure to leave a comment. Just kidding. So if you really care about this stuff, don't watch this next bit. But if you're a GM and you're looking to understand how we're changing up encounters in the future and the types of things that we're trying behind the scenes, this might be a cool thing to watch. So the one of the first battles in Once Upon a Wildwood takes place in this like forest clearing area. But by this point, you've sort of have seen some mushrooms, you see some like spore clouds. This battle involves mallcaps, these giant mushroom bear bad guys, and it involves an open battlefield that's surrounded by poisonous clouds. So we were playtesting this, and obviously the hazard here, the new thing, is the poison clouds, right? We've not had tile sets that can affect players like this before. This is brand new for us. So if a player winds up in the poisonous cloud, you guessed it, they'll be poisoned and take damage at the start of the next turn. This is pretty sweet. We were playtesting it, and we found that it was really easy to avoid the clouds. So we had to think a little bit about the encounter from the perspective of the GM that's trying to make it more challenging for their players. If the poison clouds were doing nothing but like making the battle map smaller, we sort of tried to figure out how we can make them more threatening, more menacing. And that's when we updated the Maul Caps kit, its ability kit, to include this Vine Whip attack that actually, I think it's called the Vine Whip. This Vine Whip attack that actually pushes the player 2 spaces after being hit. And by doing this, if you're certainly not strong enough, you're going to die if you get hit by this attack and then take your next turn in the poison clouds. Now, this adventure obviously is recommended for level 7 mages, so these are level 1s that I think I have on the screen right now, and they're going to get worked by these Maul Caps if I keep testing this campaign. You really want to level up. This is a pretty cool feature. These types of like meta game moments are we're trying to present them to the GM to roll out for their players to make combat more interesting. And these encounters in Wildwood are all pretty different from what we've normally done. So if you like the battle map encounter so far, if you like the combat scenes, but you're looking to see how we're going to involve them, Wildwood is a great look. It's a great place to see what's going on. And so that's where I'm gonna stop. Kind of get a hint of what we're looking at and what we're cooking up. The next Fablecraft Friday update will be a big one, and it'll really kind of unveil, the next intended 3 to 6 months of Fablecraft itself. If you don't already know, Fablecraft is out now on the iPad. You can grab it at the App Store, on the iPad App Store. It's free, just like Steam. If you're looking for a party, we've seen a lot of folks jumping in and spinning up new ones as of late, on our Discord. It's discord.gg/Fablecraft. I'm Joey. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.